Hey gang, this is Nolan coming at you from the TEFL Madrid Academy. I'm also known as the International Teacher, look me up. Today we're going to look at how to get the NIE. Such a pain. I'm going to talk you through it, all the steps in order to get your NIE. But before I give you the secrets, make sure you sign up to our channel, TEFL Madrid, and also look at our social media sites. Okay, you guys ready? This is how you get your NIE. First question, what is the NIE? Well, the NIE stands for the Número de Identificación de Extranjero. Essentially, your foreign card that proves your identity whilst you're in Spain. You need your foreign identity card or your NIE if you decide to live here. And if you apply for things like the Seguridad Social, bank accounts, and also things like even buying cars or just proving your identity generally. If you want to find out more about things like the social seguridad, or you want to find out how to open a bank account, just look at the videos we have on TEFL Madrid and you can find out the steps in order to get those. So, the documents you need in order to get your NIE. Okay, so you need two forms. One of them is an EX17 form, and another one is the Modelo 790 form. The Modelo 790 form also has a receipt or a tax that you need to pay. You need to organise that with the bank, but I'll explain that a bit later in the video. You also need your passport, and you should have your empadronamiento. Remember, if you don't know how to get that, we have that video for you in the TEFL Madrid channel. What you need, the documents you need to have are, of course, your passport. You need to have an entry stamp when you enter the country. Now, me, for example, I entered the country from another European destination, so I had to provide my arrival ticket from my plane. You also need to have some passport photos ready for your NIE card, and you take your fingerprint as well, but that's something that happens later when you go to the Ministerium a bit later. Okay, these are the documents you need to have. You need to have two forms filled out, one of which is the EX17 form. The next is the Modelo 790 form. You need to have your passport. You need to have your empadronamiento. If you haven't got that already, check our YouTube site to check how to get that. And you also need the proof of your entry, so that should be stamped on your passport or just an aeroplane ticket you need to get into. So these are the steps you need to follow in order to get to your NIE. So the first thing you need to do is go to the Administración General del Estado. Now the one I went to was in TEFL, and it's only open from 9 till 2. We'll put the address up for how to get there as well. My advice is try and go there at 8:30 because usually there's a lot of people lining up. All you need to take at this stage is proof of your identity, your passport, and also photocopies of the important information, so like the inside page of your passport which has your photo, and also the page which has the information about where you were born, etc, etc. Okay, so step 2, remember how I mentioned that Modelo 790 form? So you actually have to pay a tax in order to get your NIE. So there's a BBVA bank, which is around the corner. Again, we'll put up the address for that so you know where to go. You go to the bank, make sure you have cash, and you simply give the bank the Modelo form, and you pay, I think it's about 10 euros or 11 euros for the tax. You then get the receipt, and you take that back to the comisaría. Pretty much what you do is you go straight back in, you tell the people at the front that you have the right information, and what you should get when you hand over that information is a temporary NIE for 3 months. Okay, very important, it's only temporary. So you're probably wondering, how do I get the actual NIE tarjeta, the NIE card? Well, there's more steps that you need to follow. Okay, so how to get the tarjeta for real, after the 3 months have expired on your temporary NIE. So remember, you keep the same NIE, but this time you have to book a cita previa. So we're going to attach that link on the website. Because I've got a Mac, it only opened for me in the Safari browser, so make sure you use that. Here you put in your information like your entramiento, the date you would like to book, and all the information that is required of you. Now, you need to eventually go to Avenida de Poblados, which is in Aluche, and this is where everyone goes for all extranjero or foreign related matters. Once you book your cita, you go there with the appropriate paperwork that I've mentioned earlier, and there you do a fingerprint scan, you give them all the appropriate information, and then what they do is they give you a receipt at the end. Now this receipt is proof of your NIE identity, but you need to come back in a month's time to actually pick up the tarjeta. Now, if you're a European national, it's far easier. I think you can do it in the space of a few days. But if you're like me from Australia, you need to go through this long process to get your tarjeta. So, you return a month later, you pick up your card, and now you officially have your NIE, Número de Identificación Fiscal. With this NIE, you can open up things like bank accounts, you can use it to get your Seguridad Social, it just makes life easier. Okay, just some tips, alright? Remember, estamos en España, okay? Things work a little differently here. So, some tips. Always keep a smile on your face and be really patient. You are going to be tested, but you need to persevere, okay? Secondly, make sure you are assertive and you find out the answers to your question. Please don't move on to the next step in the process unless you have a definitive answer for the stage you're at. There'll be nothing worse than finding out you have to do something because you didn't ask the right question. Obviously, the more Spanish you have, the better, but even if you don't know a lot of Spanish, at least make the effort. It makes a big difference because people are more likely to help you. Apart from that, I would advise try and be early to all these different things because in Spain, things might happen a little more slowly, so you need to give yourself that extra time and preparation. Alright guys, if you have any questions about how to get your NIE number, please just leave a comment on the TEFL Madrid channel for this video and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. That's all from me, Nolan, the international teacher. I'll see you guys in the next episode.